What is going on, AFW
No, no, no,
faithful?
no, 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 no.
Oh God!
We have to stop you.
All right,
So we
go
don't
ahead.
have an intro this week, but we do. I got an issue, an apology, Hausen, to Mr. Danhausen, who has blocked me on Twitter a few months ago.
Now, why, pray tell, would he do this, Dave?
Uh, so according to his answers and reasonings for not wanting to be in the Retromania Wrestling's Indie Mania tournament, I got the vibe that he was just not living his gimmick and was just being a money hungry prick. But after further investigation a few weeks ago, just randomly, I stumbled upon that he is in the same boat I am, if you think about it, or was in the same boat I am. At one point, he was just a struggling indie guy that wasn't over, that didn't have a large fan base like he does now. And then he found his niche, and he stays true to it. So, for my interpretation of what he was doing, was wrong. And without actually having a private conversation with him and finding out the true details, I was wrong to assume. So, Mr. Danhausen, I am offering you my apology, Hausen, for being wrong, and this will not happen again. I don't apologize very easily, but when I am wrong, and I know I was wrong. And I can't say wrong how many more times in one sentence, I don't know. But Danhausen, you're a great talent, you're very entertaining, and I am sorry for assuming the wrong thing. And I hope, on behalf of the AFW pod, that you accept my apology. Maybe unblock me on Twitter. And maybe we'll have you on as a guest. That would be kind of cool.
That would be amazing.
Have him book an event, the special Danhausen AFW event.
Oh my gosh,
But
wouldn't that be
yeah,
amazing?
so that is our introduction. Me apologizing to you, Mr. Danhausen, and I hope it is accepted. If you are listening to this pod, retweet our tweet when it goes out. Get Mr. Danhausen to unblock me, and we'll see what happens and go from there. Maybe we'll be friendhausens.
And I have to say we've this has been one of those like behind the scenes discussions. And so when Dave came to us and was like, guys, I think I've been wrong. I was like, well, I can tell you you've been wrong. But for Dave to admit it, that's a big step. So we're gonna hopefully clip this and try to get it to one Danhausen. And hopefully we can bury the hatchet as it were, because I can tell you I am a massive fan Hausen. I've got an 8x10 on the wall where I'm called Dylan Hausen. I'm a fan. So, what the future holds with us and Mr. Hausen, we'll see.
Now on to the show, Hausen.
Yeah, let's kick it off to myself here. What is going on, AFW faithful? Take two. This is your commissioner, the
Done, done,
major
done, done, done,
brewer.
done.
Oh my God, what now?
Nothing. I just want to stop you.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. The commissioner, the one that is disrespected by the Daredevil, the major brewer, the Tony Deppen of action figure collecting. I am Mr. Down the Middle, the peacekeeper, Dylan Gilbert. With me, as always, is Danhausen's potential new friend, Hausen, Daredevil Dave Dahl. Take it away, sir.
This is your friend, your hero, your My House Sports Gear sponsored athlete, Retromania Wrestling Superstar, or the Virgil you decide on your own. Maybe a friend Hausen, the king of the downvote, the head of Breakdown, and the victor of whoever against whoever I wrestle this Saturday in Glassboro, New Jersey at MaxFit Sports. $15 at the door. Come in, see me, do the wrestles in the ring, and have a good old time.
And standing in the opposite corner, El Presidente, Jerry. Take it away.
It is Jerry at Jerry Damage Cook, El Presidente of the Carnage brand, the Major Brawler, the heart and soul of the Major Pod Facebook group, Jerry Hausen. It's got a nice ring to it.
Can we just call this episode Week 9 the Go Home Hausen?
Go Home Hausen. Yeah. That's a good ring to it.
It does.
I mean, if we're going to put Hausen after everything, Breakdown Hausen, Carnage Hausen.
It does have a nice ring.
If only Danhausen had an action figure.
Oh, wait. He does.
Well, not for our purposes.
Oh,
not yet, anyways.
But
he wait till
Zombie does the 6-inch.
Zombie he's doing 6-inch.
So maybe we will get a Hausen.
I would imagine Danhausen's either in. Oh man, it's got to be. I would imagine it's either going to be him or Chella. Probably one of them would make him. I mean, he's definitely going to be.
He already has a deal with Zombie, so might as well just stick with Zombie.
Yeah.
Well, for that one figure, he's got to deal with Zombie.
Yeah, but I mean, you're already working with him. Might as well just keep working with him instead of switching over things.
Well, I mean, unless Chella's already hit him up,
and then he doesn't have to pay exchange rates.
I mean, if Chella hit
more human monies.
Yeah, but if Chella hit him up for a 6-inch already, is what I'm saying. Like if So I mean, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to.
Regardless, I think he'll
Chronic
be in
one's coming. Hopefully,
yeah, because that's Chella.
Yep.
Those are Chella. Dynamite's going to be in Chella.
No.
Zombie just announced that Zombie just announced that he was, which is we're sidebarring really bad, but Zombie just had said that he's planning on doing a 6-inch line.
Yeah,
but he's not said anymore as far as like who or
Well, we also have that other line. I forget the name of it right now. That are coming with like the security guards and other RAF and the police officers.
Ringside something. It's on the Kickstarter right now though. I haven't checked it here recently. I don't know how close that is to being.
Let's jump into our show, Hausens.
Yeah, I was about to say we should.
We're
we'll table this one. We'll table this one because we are a podcast with a purpose right now. We've got to bring you the go home shows, and I think we're going to go ahead and open this thing up with the Carnage brand.
Fan takeover, Jeff Hardy Ultimate. Bah, bah.
Let me go ahead and get my trusty timer ready to roll. All right, Jerry, you are on the clock in 3, 2,
Kickstarter's
1.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I was trying to look up that. Hold on, restart. I was trying to look up the Kickstarter for thing, and it's
all right. We'll allow
it on my work computer, and apparently Kickstarter is one of the websites that's blocked. Facebook is not, but Kickstarter is for some reason. That doesn't make any sense. But whatever.
I don't want you spending money. All right, you're live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, fans, to another action-packed edition of AFW Carnage. It's our go home show. I'm stalling while I bring up some music.
Quality.
Transparency,
folks. Month 2, folks.
Well, I got thrown off by the whole Kickstarter thing.
Yep.
Excuses.
29 minutes, 25 seconds.
Apparently, I didn't put this song on my thing, so okay, hold on. I saved it in my... Okay, here we go. Spirit of a lion describes my soul. It's The Rock. He comes out. He's got a microphone. Remember, folks, last week, The Rock and Roman Reigns lost in the tag team title tournament semifinals to the young... No, who they face? Elias and Chris Jericho. Full transparency, it's late and we're all kind of loopy, I think, at this point.
We're firing on all cylinders tonight.
Yeah, we are. Zanman, don't review this one.
Please.
Last week, of course, Seth Rollins came out and interrupted the match and cost the Rock and Roman Reigns their tag team titles semifinal match to Chris Jericho and Elias. And he comes out and he says, Seth Rollins, The Rock has had enough. Now I get that I hurt your feelings a little bit whenever I took your buddy, my blood, my family, and I teamed up with him for this tournament. But you had no right to come out there and cost The Rock an opportunity last week. So get your ass out of here. Is he coming out? Maybe. I'm in the wrong playlist. That's why he's not coming out.
Looks like he's
Now we're
candy
here.
ass
Here
and
we
scared.
go. There it is. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Seth Rollins comes out, grabs a microphone, and gets in the ring. He says, Rock, you say I don't have the right to do what I did? You didn't have the right to do what you did. You see, the entire time you were out making The Mummy Returns, The Mummy Lives, The Mummy 3. You were out there pretending to be the Tooth Fairy on the big screen. I was the one riding around in cars with Roman. I was the one coming up in developmental with Roman. I was the one who had his back as we learned what pro wrestling was, as you abandoned him and you didn't do a damn thing the entire time that he was coming up. But now that he's on top, now that he's a made man, now all of a sudden you're coming out and you're looking in his direction. Before, you didn't want anything to do with him. He reached out to you how many times asking for advice, and all he would get is your assistant. The Rock said, listen, you little piece of... Before he can get them taken off the air. Flair comes out and he goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's settle down here a little bit, guys. I know this is a tensious kind of situation. I know you both are, very, very close to Roman, and I know that that's kind of spilled over a little bit here. But I've got an idea. Rock, right now, you don't have anything going on at the pay-per-view. Seth, you don't have anything going on at the pay-per-view. Why don't you guys, let's settle this Sunday night. And Rock said, you know what? I was going to go to the release party for my new hit single Face Off, but I think I can make time to come in here and whip Seth Rollins' ass. As we cut to commercial break.
25 minutes, 9 seconds.
With some errors, it's not too bad, right?
Yeah.
Seg 2. It's everybody's favorite internet champion, Matt Cardona, comes out. He's got that awesome looking internet title that eluded him for a few weeks. Gets on the microphone and says, now that I've got my baby back home, it's time to settle up some unfinished business. Jon Moxley, you have been a thorn in my side for the last 2 months, and I'm ready to end it. I'm ready to end you. I'm the deathmatch king. You're some little 2-bit wannabe Nick Gage phony, and quite frankly, I'm going to put you in your place. I'm more hardcore than you, and I'm going to prove it Sunday night at the pay-per-view. But first things first, I need a warm-up match. And so I asked Flair for this one specifically, and he agreed. So how about we bring out my opponent right now? It's Brian Pillman. He's not been on the roster in a while, so y'all probably forgot that he was on the Carnage, but he is. He didn't get cut last time. Pillman gets on the mic and says, "Listen, everybody." I'm trying to make my voice raspy like him, but that's not going to happen. Listen, everybody. I've not been on TV for a while because I've been trying to heal up this ankle. This injury is nagging. It's not going away. I have told Flair repeatedly that I can't compete, and Flair will not listen. He has refused the calls of my doctors. He's an evil man. And quite frankly, Matt, you're an evil man for even trying to suggest this. I can't compete here tonight, and you know it, and Flair knows it. So this match is not going to happen. Matt said, "You know what? I don't need it to happen. I just needed you to get out of here. Ref, ring the bell." And just then Matt comes over and just starts wailing on him left and right. Pillman goes down hard. Matt starts just kicking that ankle, kicking that injured ankle of Pillman. Pillman's grabbing it and writhing in pain back and forth. Matt goes out, gets a steel chair, brings it back in, cracks Pillman across the back with it really hard. Pillman goes down again. He puts that chair right across the ankle of Pillman, gets up on the top rope, comes off and stomps the chair. Pillman is now writhing an ankle. He is just writhing an ankle. If that ankle was anywhere close to being back to 100%, it is now probably back to 0% if I were guessing. Right then, Matt looks over at him. Pillman's slowly kind of hobbling back up. Matt comes over, uppercut to him, backs up. Radio silence. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Matt Cardona. Before Matt can do any more harm to Brian Pillman, John Moxley runs out and chases Matt away. Matt Moxley is sitting there checking on Brian Pillman as medical comes out as well as we cut to commercial break.
20 minutes, 54 seconds, Booker man.
Seg 3. Mean Gene's in the ring. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time, it's the Ultimate Warrior." Ultimate Warrior comes out. And he goes, "Bray Wyatt, you have angered the warrior gods. You have forsaken the thunderous mountain that is known." Damn, that voice is hard to do. Oh, hold on. Take a drink. Take a swig for the working man. Oh. All right. "You have angered the thunderous mountain known as dexterosity. My brother Sting is missing after that brutal assault last week. So Bray Wyatt, bring him back, or I will hunt you down and unleash the spirits of the warriors upon you." If YouTube will go.
Yeah.
Is it not playing?
"19 minutes, 6 seconds.
Well, technical issues galore here. There it is.
Sponsored by Spotify.
That song's not on Spotify. It's only on YouTube.
Oh,
That's why I paused for a second while I switched apps.
I got you.
Up on the big screen, we come to Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse, sitting there in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth. Warrior, the reason why Sting's not there with you and he is with him, is because Sting is a fake member of the darkness. Sting likes to embrace the light while he plays in the shadows. But him, he is the shadows. So you see, Warrior, Sting didn't know his place. I would suggest that you know yours. But I think that he will have to pay you a visit Sunday night. And the screen fades away. Warrior goes, "Fiend, feel the power of the warrior." As we cut to commercial break.
17 minutes, 35 seconds.
Seg number 4. Flair comes out. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Sunday night, we have a very stacked card already. But I've got to announce a few more things, a few more little pieces of business. First off, the last few weeks, these two guys, they impressed me with their title changes. And so I'm putting them in the 6-man scramble match for the Intercontinental title. Orange Cassidy and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. So that now brings us to 5 people in the match. Orange Cassidy, Brutus Beefcake, Bret Hart, Brian Myers, and John Cena. The last spot is going to go to the winner of our next matchup. Now, we've got just announced the Ultimate Warrior taking on The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Matt Cardona versus Jon Moxley. The Rock taking on Seth Rollins. And I'm going to go ahead and announce it. I'm going to make this match based on what we've seen here in the last few weeks. Edge and Christian taking on Lucha de la Muerte, Eddie Guerrero, and Andrade. Later on tonight, we're going to have a contract signing between Hulk Hogan, the Carnage World Heavyweight Champion, and his opponent for All Hallows Eve, Stone Cold Steve Austin. But let's go ahead and see who that last man is. Go ahead. Let's bring him out.
$15 minutes, 18 seconds.
I cannot find anybody's music tonight, I swear.
That was me last week.
The big dog, Roman Reigns, comes out. Makes his big, long entrance with the fans and everything as we cut to commercial break.
14 minutes, 53 seconds.
Seg number 5. Come back. And his opponent. It's Mankind. Of course, this is evil Mankind, not corporate Mankind. Pretty hardcore hitting action here back and forth. These are not technical wrestlers. Both of them just hard hitting. It kind of spills out onto the outside in a brawl. They go out into the crowd a little bit. Mick backs up, goes to charge at Roman. Roman backdrops him onto some concrete, exposed. But then the referee checks on him and starts to get everything kind of calmed down as we cut to commercial break.
14 minutes, 6 seconds.
Seg 6. We are back in the ring finally with these two. Mankind starting to get up. Roman over in the corner. Charges. Spear to him. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out by Foley. Mankind's not going to be quite so easy to put away. Roman backs up. Cocks the gauntlet. Waits for Foley to get up. Charges in. Superman punch. Goes back over the corner. Foley kind of stumbles back up. Spear again. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. And your winner, Roman Reigns, going on to the 6-man scramble gauntlet for the Intercontinental title on Sunday night. So we cut to commercial break.
13 minutes, 11 seconds.
Seg 7. Coming out for our next contest. It's some banger music. It really is a good song.
Right?
Brian Myers and his opponent. Edge. Of course, Brian's been on a roll here as of late. Really impressing everybody. These two know each other very, very well back from their Edgehead days. It's a great back and forth match. Pretty even for the most part. And then Edge looked to be gaining the upper hand, and then he pauses after he hears that music and looks at the entranceway, anticipating Eddie to come out. Brian is slow to get up when out from the crowd pops over Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero pops into the ring. The referee looks over and sees Eddie. Eddie runs over, and he punches Brian Myers. Ding, ding, ding. Your winner by disqualification, Brian Myers. Eddie smiles as he pops out of the ring before Edge can get to him. Eddie didn't need to attack Edge. He just attacked Brian to cost Edge the match. Edge is livid as we cut to commercial break. Seg number 8. It's time for the contract signing.
$11 minutes, 16 seconds.
Flair comes out. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our contract signing right here in the middle of the ring for our main event at All Hallows Eve. So I'd like to bring out first the opponent. Stone Cold gets in the ring. Kind of looks over at Flair a few times. And let's bring out our Carnage World Heavyweight Champion. Thank you, Rick Derringer. That's all. We fear that song. I mean, Carnage fears Rick Derringer, apparently.
Oof.
So we have some good, they're both in the ring. They both are on the mic. Austin goes, listen, Hogan, that belt belongs to me. If it wasn't for Macho Man, I would have that damn thing around my waist right now. So as far as I'm concerned, Sunday night, it's not me winning the title. It's me just claiming what's rightfully mine. Hogan goes, well, let me tell you something, dude. You might think that you can just roll over me, couple Stone Cold Stunners, drink a beer, and go home. But that's not the way that Hulk Hogan does stuff, brother. No. You're going to be in for the fight of your life, dude. If you think that you're going to walk out of the champ, I got another thing coming to you, dude. All right, brother. They kind of start to get, they've signed the contract, and they both start to kind of get into each other. Flair's trying to break them up. That's Judas. Chris Jericho comes out with Elias. Grabs a mic and gets in the ring. Flair looks at him and goes, what the hell are you doing here? And he goes, listen, Flair. Instead of talking about these two geriatric losers, you need to be talking about my match. You need to be talking about The belts that I'm going to win. And Flair's like, hey, we will talk about your match later, Chris, but you can't come out here and interrupt something like this. What kind of party is it? The best kind of party. The Young Bucks come out and they say, Flair, why don't, instead of, let's not wait for Sunday night. Let's go ahead and let's do this now. Let's go ahead and how about, I see an opportunity here. How about you put the Young Bucks with Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan and Jericho and Elias. Let us beat some sense into Jericho before the night's over. And Flair goes, you know what? Let's make it happen. As we cut to commercial break.
7 minutes, 19 seconds.
Seg 9. This match gets underway. You've got some great back and forth action here as they start off with mainly the Young Bucks kind of bumping around quite a bit for Hulk Hogan. Hogan just hulking up every time they try to do anything. Finally, Hogan goes to backdrop Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson lands on his feet, though. Hogan turns around. Super kick. Hogan is down. Nick Jackson runs over and makes that hot tag to Hulk Hogan. And Hogan and Austin start to fight finally before Hogan goes over and makes that hot tag to Elias. Austin didn't see the tag. He's still wailing on Hogan. Elias comes over and blindsides Austin and takes him down hard as we cut to commercial break. Seg 10. Now they are working over Stone Cold, working him over, trying to soften him up for Hogan for Sunday night. Jericho comes in, hits the backstabber on Austin, goes for a pinfall 1-2, kick out by Stone Cold. Elias comes in, hits that DDT on Austin, 1-2, kick out again by Austin. Elias comes over, quick tag to Jericho. Jericho runs off the ropes, goes for the lion salt. Stone Cold rolls out of the way. Jericho hits face first onto the mat. Austin pops up, goes over, hits that hot tag to Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson comes in, super kick to Jericho. Before Matt can get the upper hand, though, Elias runs in out of nowhere and takes off Matt's head with a clothesline. The referee's trying to get control of this match again as we cut back to commercial break. Seg
5
11.
minutes, 27 seconds.
We got it. One more segment. Seg 11. Hogan now comes back in. He goes for looking at Austin, goes, you. Neither one of them are the legal man, but Austin comes back in. They start a slugfest in the middle of the ring. They go out. The brawl spills to the outside, and they start brawling up and down the aisle. While this is happening, Jericho looks over and he's kind of like, what's going on? When he eats a double super kick from the Young Bucks. Elias comes in. Super kick to Elias. The Bucks then pick him up. Looks like Nick Jackson runs over to the top ropes. He's getting ready to spring up. It's the Zanman driver. The Zanman driver. It's instead of the Meltzer driver. Yeah, the Zanman driver.
Brown noser.
Hey, do what you got to do. Zanman driver hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. The Young Bucks start to celebrate. It looks like they might have the upper hand going into the tag team title match on the pay-per-view. As we cut to commercial break and go off the air, heading into All Hallows Eve and our pay-per-view.
All right. And you my mic was muted, but you popped me pretty good with the Zanman driver instead of the Meltzer driver. You know,
I thought that was
you learn from the best at brown nosing, my heroes. So man, without further ado, it's time to go to a brief word from our sponsors that, oh my gosh, we have sponsors this week. And, of course, the trailer for AFW versus Scam. This week on AFW versus Scam, the controversially titled Final Game. Couple black vans rolling down that same desert highway. This time, they are both loaded to the brim with your favorite superstars. They are crashing the gates of Scam headquarters, blast right through the steel-plated doors like something out of the A-Team. Superstars pour out like a Trojan horse of professional wrestling. There's just black masked goons being thrown left and right. The members of Scam that were previously named, all just getting beaten down by all of your favorite superstars. There's so much action we can almost barely afford to put it on television. Just as the action hits a fever pitch, the crowd parts. And there stands the dreaded scalper Double H with his two closest confidants, the Crusher and Distro. He locks eyes with the Peacekeeper, with El Presidente, and with the Daredevil. And the screen fades to black. What will happen with our heroes? How much will it cost us to air these fight scenes? Oh my God, the contractual disputes. Find out next time on AFW versus Scam. And we are back. Look, having a low budget podcast has its downsides sometimes. Sometimes you have plans that you can't follow through on, but that's okay. There's always next week. So, Dave, looks like you've had plenty of fun. Looks like tearing open figure boxes or whatever you've been doing during Jerry's pod. What are you ready for?
My ultimate Jeff Hardy's necklace popped off when I took the Undertaker head off because I forgot to put my thumb on it. So I was frantically searching for it and I found it.
So that's what the flashlight was for. I was wondering.
Yes. Not just because I'm heavenly gorgeous. It was because I was looking for it.
The Time Splitter says it's time for breakdown.
I don't give a damn what Kushida says. He's not on anybody's roster.
He's on my roster. The Time Splitter says it's time to start your show in 3, 2, 1.
Wrestling action figures needed an alternative. They needed a new era. They needed a change. Ladies and gentlemen, AFW is that change. Welcome to AFW Breakdown.
And the entrance music is cut off by Kenny Omega as Kenny Omega walks down in the ring in a pissed off mood, just angry at the events of the last couple weeks with this masked man and the Clique. Last week, everybody believes that the masked man is X-Pac with the use of the X Factor twice in one night. Kenny gets in the ring, gets on the mic, and he goes, all this masked man bull crap needs to end. So before I take care of Shawn Michaels and the Clique at HELL-o-ween tonight, I take care of that masked man. I don't care if he's not on the roster. I don't care if he is on the roster. Mr. Ellering, I want a match with him tonight. Ellering pops on the screen. And he goes, Kenny, you may be our champion, but you don't call the shots around here. But I like where your head's at. So tonight, in the main event, we will see Kenny Omega versus that masked man. Because if you're going to show up on my show, you're going to work, whoever you are. So be prepared, because tonight, Kenny versus the masked man will end Breakdown as we fade to commercial. We come back.
Well, 27 minutes, 57 seconds.
I mean, I didn't roll the penalty dice. Why did I get time cut? Damn.
Hey, we all have production botches here or there.
Yeah, like me trying to find music right now.
You see, you coming at me to
Making
cover
his
up
way
your
to the
problem.
ring, representing the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. Penta makes his way down to the ring, and his opponent, representing the Outsiders and the Clique, Scott Hall. Scott Hall makes his way to the ring. Woo, I'm still leaving the song I didn't want to delete. Bum, bum. And their opponent, making his way to the ring, representing the Bullet Club and the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson. Anderson makes his way to the ring. This is a three-way dance with one half of each team of the three-way number one contender tag team match. And first, Penta takes the advantage on Anderson and Hall, keeping the pace quick, doing some flippy lucha stuff as Hall and Anderson cannot keep up with him. Penta hits a big flying head scissors on Hall, slinging him out of the ring, goes to get Anderson with the same maneuver, but Anderson stops him in mid-twist and slams him with a sidewalk slam. Anderson now taking the advantage on Penta, just beating him up a little bit as Hall comes in, turns around, delivers one of those big right hands by Scott Hall. Anderson drops and rolls out. Hall goes after Penta, picking him up for the fallaway slam, has him, throws him. Penta lands on his feet, comes back, hits Hall with a sling blade as we cut to commercial. You're muted.
25 minutes, 38 seconds.
Good job, Commissioner. We come
Production
back.
botches, folks.
Hall is taken back over on Carl Anderson, just beating him up after he had shouldered Penta into the corner. Anderson is taking the beating from pillar to post, from one corner to another. Hall with a big suplex. Penta comes back in, gives Hall a few kicks to the leg. Hall scoops him up, gives him a big fallaway slam. This time he hits the mat and goes to the outside. Scott Hall stands up, does his famous. He's done. Turns around, eats a big spine buster by Anderson. 1, 2, 3. Here's your winner, Carl Anderson. Anderson celebrates as he makes his way up the ramp. Hall laying there in pain. Penta looking disappointed. Is this a foreshadow of what's going to happen at HELL-o-ween? Is Anderson and Doc Gallows, the Good Brothers, going to reign as the number one contenders for the Tag Team Championship? We cut to commercial.
24 minutes, 8 seconds.
Your next contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, the Shaman of Sexy, the Thursday Night Delight, the King of Slow-Mo, the Drip God, John Morrison. John Morrison makes his way to the ring as he awaits his opponent. And his opponent, representing the Unholy, The Undertaker. And you see the purple lights flashing in and out. The casket flips open. But wait, out of the sides of the stage, Bryan Danielson and CM Punk slam the casket shut and start chaining it up, locking it shut so that Taker and Darby cannot rise out of it. Punk goes to the back, grabs a gas can, comes in, pours the gas all over the casket. They're trying to eliminate Darby and Taker. Bryan Danielson lights the match, throws it on the casket, and the casket is on fire as we see it just burning away. We keep with it as we just watch it crumble to ash. John Morrison doesn't know what to do. He's just standing in the ring like, what is going on? So you see him walk up the entranceway off to the side. Danielson looks at the camera and says, you guys may be supernatural, but you can't survive this. And if you do, at HELL-o-ween, me and Punk are going to beat you, and I'm going to get my Intercontinental title shot. As we fade to commercial.
22 minutes, 5 seconds. And since when is murder PG?
It's not murder. How many times did Undertaker get light on fire in a casket?
I just had to get that Mark Henry quote in. I'm sorry. Since when is murder PG?
Remember, they have that urn, and they're supernatural. They're fine. I'm sure they're fine. I mean, they might have not even been in the casket yet. I mean, they rise up from the bottom, so who knows how that works.
Couldn't help myself. Sorry.
Yeah, just ruin my spots again. Like with the fucking...
No, look. I took Jazz
Look,
Jerry.
now you're making me curse. Like with the Power Rangers. You're ruining my show.
Look.
Oh, shut up.
Look, man, I took Jazz
Timestamps
Jerry.
only.
Keep going.
Timestamps only.
Where's the fun in that? 21 minutes, 21 seconds. Keep rolling.
Hurricane is doing his parkour in the back as he sees Morrison walking in. He goes, yo, look at these. And he shows him some crazy new parkour moves he came up with. And Morrison's like, oh, that's cool. You're so ready for this competition on Sunday. And Hurricane goes, I think I am. I think I have a good chance of beating you because I have a secret weapon. Secret weapon for this parkour challenge. And it's called the What's Up With That? And John Morrison's looking at him kind of goofily, like, all right. And Morrison joins in doing the parkour. It's good to see these two kind of getting along again before this parkour challenge. As we cut to the click, and Hall's on the phone, and he's like, yo, Pac, where are you tonight? You got challenged to that matchup tonight against Kenny. Last week you came here and you laid him out with an X Factor. You helped Shawn. You helped Triple H. Where are you at this week? We haven't seen you yet. Pac, you hear him over the phone go, Hall, I'm not there. I've never been there. I'm not on Carnage. I'm not on Breakdown. I'm undrafted, buddy. Hall's like, then who the hell was the masked man? Pac's like, beats me. I'm doing some other stuff. And he hangs up the phone, and Scott and looks at Kevin, and Kevin looks at Triple H, and Triple H looks at Shawn, and Shawn's like, if it wasn't him, then who the hell could it have been? He goes, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm going to get a closer look tonight during that main event. I'm going to sit myself next to the commentary table, and I'm going to figure out who this masked man is tonight so we know who is on our side. He's obviously on our side. He's got to be someone we know. And they all shake their head in agreement as we fade to commercial.
19 minutes, 20 seconds.
We come back with Seg 6. The next contest is a 3-on-4 handicap match. If I can find the first song. There it is. Making his way to the ring first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The only Olympic gold medalist in breakdown, Kurt Angle. Kurt makes his way to the ring, and he is then joined by his partners, the Hardy Boys. Jeff and Matt make their way on the stage. Jeff doing his dance as his brother's saying delete. They make their way to the ring. And the opponents. First up, the tag team of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, Jurassic Express. Jurassic Express makes their way to the ring as they await their tag team partners.
Yo, it's me.
And their tag team partners, the Jersey Triad, Diamond Dallas Page, and Bam Bigelow. DDP and Bam Bam make their way to the ring. Jungle Boy starts off the match with Kurt Angle. Angle getting the best of Jungle Boy early, tagging in the Hardys quickly. Just a rotation of tag team moves and quick tags. Jungle Boy does escape at one point and tags in DDP, and DDP comes in, clears house a little bit until Matt Hardy cuts him off. Matt Hardy hits him with a side effect, goes for the cover. 1, 2, DDP kicks out. DDP now trying to get up and come back a little bit. When Matt tags in Kurt Angle comes in. Big German suplex to DDP. And he hangs on, rolls into another big German. And then one more for the road. Another big German, but he released DDP into his own corner. Luchasaurus with that long reach reaches down, tags DDP boot. He goes in. Kurt is pulling his straps down. Celebrating, get all pumped up. Turns around, gets goozled. Jeff Hardy comes in, breaks it up as they hit a double suplex on Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus is now down, taking some heat. He gets away for a moment and tags back in Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy comes charging at Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy with a big elbow bumping him. And it's like a reverse hot tag because Matt's bumping him instead of Jungle Boy bumping Matt. As we fade to commercial.
16 minutes, 21 seconds.
Seg 7. Bam Bam was able to get tagged in and change the momentum around. And he tags in Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus is clearing houses, everybody, once again. Luchasaurus now tags in DDP as he has Matt Hardy set up. DDP comes right in and tags in Bam Bam. So Lucha and DDP can stay in. Luchasaurus hits a big tail whip to Matt. Matt sells around into the diamond cutter as Bam Bam goes up. Hits the Bam Bam salt. And then the 1, 2, 3. Here's your winners. Bam Bam Bigelow, DDP, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. The 4 men celebrate as Kurt Angle is seething on the outside. They're celebrating around all sides. Kurt Angle. You see Kurt Angle grabs a chair, he slides in, and he cracks Jungle Boy in the back and runs away and turns back up with Matt Hardy. Kurt Angle has been such a nuisance with this chair and attacking Jurassic Express. Oh, I can't talk.
Take a shot.
Jurassic Express. So now the Jurassic Express is tending to Jungle Boy along with DDP and Bam Bam. What's going to happen at the pay-per-view where Kurt Angle takes on Jurassic Express in a 2-on-1 no DQ match, and the DDP and Bam Bam take on the Hardy Boys as we fade to commercial.
14 minutes, 34 seconds.
We come back. It is now time for your HELL-o-ween rundown. This is the Daredevil, and I got all the news for you. As we just seen, we have 2 matchups that are going to be facing each other from that last match. Kurt Angle versus Jurassic Express in a 2-on-1 no DQ match. And the Jersey Triad will take on the Hardys in a tag team grudge match. But that's not all the action we have for you. We have Undertaker and Darby Allin versus Bryan Danielson and CM Punk. And if Punk and Danielson win, Danielson gets his Intercontinental title shot at the next breakdown. But will Taker and Darby make it there after being set on fire here in the night? We will see the Hurricane take on John Morrison in a parkour challenge. You will also see Rey Mysterio taking on Triple H in a grudge match for the ages. You will also see a 3-way tag team dance as the Lucha Brothers will take on the Good Brothers and will take on the Outsiders in a number 1 contendership matchup. You will also have the Rhodes family defending their tag team championships against the Legion of Doom with Paul Ellering in the return of the Ring of Turmoil. And in the main event, For the first time, Kenny Omega will defend his championship against the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. All that is coming to you at Breakdown Presents HELL-o-ween. And then we cut to the Good Brothers as they explain why they came to save Kenny, why they decided to reform the Bullet Club, and how they're going to capture the #1 contender spot to go on and beat whoever survives the Ring of Turmoil, because they're going to be like vultures and take advantage of those easy pickings.
12 minutes, 6 seconds.
Okay, Seg 9. Ellering and LOD are on the screen, exclaiming that the Rhodes family bloodline is going to end in the Ring of Turmoil, as LOD is going to put Dusty and Cody both 6 feet under and send them straight to hell during that Ring of Turmoil match. And he tells Cody, you're not going to have a chance to see that little girl be raised. Dusty, you're not going to have a chance to hang out with your new grandbaby, because we're going to take that all away from you. And just then the door explodes open, and it's the Rhodes family taking it to Legion of Doom, slamming him on Ellering's desk, slamming him into the wall. Eventually, Dusty just runs and spears Hulk through the wall as Cody jumps off the desk with a disaster kick to Animal, and then Cody grabs the newspapers off the desk and shoves them right in Ellering's face, and he goes, you ever mention my family again, I will snap your neck, and rips the papers in half as him and Dusty walk off as we fade to commercial.
10 minutes, 42 seconds.
I need to get my music ready. Seg 10. Making his way to the ring from Manitoba, Ontario, Canada, by way of North Carolina. He is the AFW Breakdown Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Omega. Kenny makes his way to the ring quickly, awaiting the Masked Man. Who is this Masked Man? Is he even going to have music? And his opponent, from a location unknown, weighing an unknown amount, the Masked Man. The Masked Man comes jogging out, very familiar like, waving to all the fans as he's running down with high energy to the ring. He gets in the ring and he's bopping around. He's all happy, ready to wrestle. The Masked Man looks vaguely familiar, and with that music, something's a little off here. Could it be who that music leads us to? Get back to my playlist. I thought. I'm having trouble here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels walks on the stage and down the ring with some wide eyes, looking at the Masked Man, trying to see if it's really who that music would lead you to believe it is. Shawn's like, no way. Why would you come and help? Nope. And Shawn takes his seat next to the commentary booth. The bell rings, and Kenny starts off strong, just taking it to the Masked Man, beating him down, hitting some big clotheslines and elbows and kicks as we fade to commercial.
8 minutes, 20 seconds.
All right, making good time. Seg 11. We come back, and the Masked Man has started to come back on Kenny, bumping him around. Some big chops in the corner, some big forearms knocking him down, getting up, getting that bop back that he had when he first got out to the ring. Finally, Kenny Omega cuts him back off and starts beating him down again, just taking frustrations out. He's like, come on, Pac, admit it's you. You know it's you. You can't fool us with that fake phone call from earlier. Just screaming at the masked man, trying to pull off the mask. The masked man's holding it. Shawn Michaels jumps up to help, and the ref's yelling at him. He hops down, backs up, and sits back down in his chair. But Triple H has made his way down to the ring, and he's whispering in Shawn's ear. Can't make out what he's saying. Kenny's still laying in on the masked man, trying to reveal anything that would give up the identity. Triple H then goes over and gets the ref's attention. Shawn slips in the ring, hits Kenny with sweet trim music. Kenny sells around, kick to the gut, hook the arm, leg over the head, rocker dropper, cover. The ref slides in. 1, 2, 3. Here's your winner. I didn't have the music set up again. The Masked Man. As they play the music, that familiar music, the Good Brothers come running down as the Masked Man slides out of the ring, getting in Shawn Michaels and Triple H's face. Kenny gets up and hits Shawn. Triple H starts hitting the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers are beating him down. Here comes Scott Hall and Kevin Nash running right past the Masked Man as he's still celebrating, pumped up that he won again. That he got the best of the Bullet Club. And then there's just an all-out brawl. All-out brawl as Shawn has bailed out of the ring and he's looking at the Masked Man walking up the ramp, big wide-eyed. He's like, just, you can read his lips saying, Marty? How? Marty? Just confused as all can be. Is that Masked Man X-Pac? Is that Masked Man Mario Jannetty? All these men have ties to HBK and the Clique. Who could it be? Will we find out at HELL-o-ween? Tune in this Sunday as we fade to black.
You know what, boys? I'd say our early botches aside, I think we both shows pulled out a strong effort. Would appear that we were here to botch production and chew bubblegum, and we were all out of bubblegum housing. There's your title. But
Who's the Masked Man housing?
Yeah, who is this Masked Man? We already used that, but I still think the folks at home really want to know. So
Well, I mean,
they'll have to
now-
tune into the
now it's
pay-per-views to find out.
2 glimpses of guys from the Clique's past. X-Pac or Jannetty. I mean, he came out to the Rockers music.
I mean,
Like-
ghosts of the past, man. That's what Halloween's all about. So you're definitely gonna have to tune into the pay-per-view episode. And
the draft
Jerry,
special.
why don't you go ahead and open it up with what you
right.
have planned for All Hallows Eve.
We've got the tag team title tournament finals. The Young Bucks taking on Chris Jericho and Elias. You've got The Rock taking on Seth Rollins. You've got the Ultimate Warrior taking on The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. You've got John Moxley taking on Matt Cardona. A 6-man scramble match for the Intercontinental title. Bret Hart, Brian Myers, Orange Cassidy, John Cena, Brutus the effing Barber Beefcake, and Roman Reigns. Finally, it's going to happen. Edge and Christian versus Lucha de la Muerte, Eddie Guerrero and Andrade. And for the Carnage World Heavyweight Championship, you've got Hollywood Hulk Hogan defending against Stone Cold Steve Austin with special guest referee Macho Man Randy Savage.
Only the cream of the crop for referees on Carnage. Breakdown. What have you got for the fine folks at HELL-o-ween?
We have the Hurricane versus John Morrison in the Parkour Challenge. Rey Mysterio versus Triple H in a Lucha Kings versus Clique grudge match. And a 3-way tag team dance chance for the #1 contendership to the tag team titles. The Lucha Brothers versus the Outsiders versus the Good Brothers. In a 2-on-1 handicap no DQ matchup, the Jurassic Express versus Kurt Angle. In your main event, Kenny Omega, the AFW World Heavyweight Champion, will defend against Shawn Michaels. You will see the team of Bam Bam and DDP, the Jersey Triad, taking on the Hardy Boys. And in a tag team match where if Bryan Danielson and CM Punk are the victors, they will get, or Danielson will get, an Intercontinental title match against Darby Allin at a future date. And in the AFW Tag Team Championship match, you will see the Rhodes family taking on the Legion of Doom in the Ring of Turmoil. And that is all for Halloween.
Man, hopefully
Beautiful.
we
show
get some
flyer.
answers.
Match flyer, I should say. Beautiful.
Look at that.
These will be posted soon.
Hopefully by the time you're seeing this, you've seen the high quality social media images. They'll be out there. And one last little piece of housekeeping, full disclosure on the Sergeant Slaughter giveaway. We don't remember if we said we were going to announce it on the pay-per-view episode or after the pay-per-view episode. So we're just going to go ahead and say now, pay-per-view episode's the cutoff to get your review in, and we will
So
be
you have until
announcing it on
Halloween.
Monday following. So you've got till October 31st, Halloween. Jerry, why don't you tell the folks what they need to do to
And
win
be
this
the
giveaway?
Thursday following, Dylan.
So you've got until Halloween.
Not
You've got
technically.
they're over there. If you rate and subscribe to us, send us a screenshot of that you're subscribed, you'll be entered for a drawing into an AEW Series 1B, not 1, Brandy Rhodes. But if you go the extra mile and leave a review, you'll be entered into for the Ultimate Sergeant Slaughter in really, really good shape because I got an extra one. So, and right now, you would have a pretty good chance at doing that because we've not had a ton of entries for that, but we're still doing the giveaway. So let's crank those up and stuff. I mean, if I wasn't the one giving it away, I would want to enter that kind of contest just to have a shot at, leaving a review and things and then getting a pretty good shot at something like that. So, and the same person could conceivably win, one tweet at it's at AFW pod, right?
AFW underscore pod. At
Okay.
AFW Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey underscore pod on Twitter.
The tweeter.
Tweet machine.
On the Tweetski device.
The tweeter houser?
Yeah.
So you send us one tweet showing that review and then showing that you subscribed, and you'd be entered for both. And we'll do that. We'll announce that on the show after the pay-per-view. So basically, you got until Halloween to get those in.
Yeah, Halloween will be the cutoff. It will be announced on the following week's episode. But Halloween is the cutoff. We're going to kind of stick to that. And full disclosure, if I wasn't on the podcast, I would be hitting both of these up because I want both of these figures, but I'm not going to take them away from a listener. So get in there and give me even worse FOMO on this Sergeant Slaughter.
I mean, you could always try and make a deal with the person that wins.
Hey, look, I don't have an 8x10, but I'll make one and sign it for you. I'll send you a bottle of my homebrew beer. We'll call it even. I don't know, man.
Alrighty then.
So for the boys here at the AFW pod, that's another week in the books. Make sure you leave a like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, check out the AFW YouTube page. And if you're watching us on YouTube, check out our podcast anywhere you can get your podcasts. And we'll see you next time for more action-packed action figure wrestling. Peace.